Hi, welcome back to Spilling the Beans channel. So, what we're going to look at is, did they lie on you? Did they lie on you? So we'll shuffle the cards here, right? Did they lie? And the answer is, yes, did lie. It did lie. That's a guess here. The magician says yes. Because I was doing some spell work. Doing some spell work on you to manifest things. You know, cause manipulation, you know, and trickery, and illusion and deception. That's what they were doing, you see. The magician card. So the answer was yes, they were lying on you, you know. Because they wanted you, they didn't want you with anybody, you see. They wanted you to be like a hermit, you know. And they wanted you in solitude and that kind of thing. They didn't want you to be with anyone. They didn't care who that person was happy with, as long as it wasn't, they didn't want them happy with you, you know, because they didn't want you to be with anybody. So they didn't care who the person was happy with, as long as it wasn't you, you know. And, you know, trying to put you in a state of anxiety and fear kind of thing, you know. You know, and deep unhappiness and stress, burdens, a breaking point. You know, so you'd have an inability to cope or face life and have mental anguish, guilt, regret and remorse, you know. So these people were like kind of very negative energies, you know, like coming in as like they were in these negative energies, you know, like a negative force, you know. Want you to have you know, a feeling of maybe hopelessness and things, you know. Because it was devil energy they were using, you know. And they're calling on other people to help, you know, with that. You know, but you've had foresight, you know, you've seen a bigger picture there, you've seen past all that, you know, you're just moving on and going your own life, you know, and you were travelling and having movement all the time. And, you know, looking at foreign lands and using your foresight, and you were forward planning and moving forward all the time, you know, because you weren't involved in that, you know. But that's what was going on behind the scenes, you see. And you were actually protected for that, because you were just putting in your hard work, and your hard work was paying off what you were doing, you know. You always had your own self-belief, you know. So you weren't involved with any of that, you know. And, you know, so there was a night as well, nights of wands. So you've had, you know, adventures, and you put energy into things that you were doing, you know, and you've been fearless, you know. And confident, and you've been self-assured, you know. And you've been putting in your own Page of Pentacles, you know. You know, so you've had a lot of good news, you know, and you've set goals, and you've laid foundations. You took advantage of opportunities, you know, and you've had good prospects, you know, and you've had fulfillment, wishes coming true, you've realised dreams, and you've had happiness, you know, optimism, satisfaction. There's the Queen of Cups, that's a mature emotional female, you know, with security. She's loving and warm, you see. Kindness, happiness, intuition, romance. Usually, you know, pretty. A bit of daydream and a bit psychic, you know. But there was people who could have maybe seen the opposite, that's opposite of what you might have been, but that was the truth, you know. They were just creating an illusion and a deception, you know, because they did lie. And as I say, you weren't involved in that, you know, you were back from that, and you were creating your own pentacles and stuff, you know. So there's a 10 of Pentacles there, and you know, they'll be the hangman for that, you know, they'll be the hanged person for doing that, you know. So there's your 10 of Pentacles there, you know. You're blessed with wealth, and you're blessed, you know. You're blessed with success and accomplishments. And you've used this you know, the pentacles to help others, you know, doing charity work and stuff, and you've done that to help others, you know. And so yes, they did lie, definitely did lie about you. And when they said that you were basically the opposite of that, you know. So thank you very much for joining us, Spilling the Beans channel, and I'll be with you again soon. As I say, if you like my content, please like, share and comment, and have links to my channel today if you'd like to donate. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you again soon.